Hey everybody, we are here at Indiana Dunes National Park. You didn't know that was a thing? It is. We're here. This is not the ocean, it's Lake Michigan. That's Chicago right over top of those people. You can see it in the haze. Pretty cool. We had a rather strange, difficult 11-hour trip to get here yesterday. Wasn't much that was video worthy, but we're here. We spent the night at the campground here, Dunewood Campground, and we're on our way to Yellowstone. We're going to get to Big Sioux recreation area tonight, most likely, to camp. And then it'll be on to the Badlands after that. There's the lake.
We started off our trip on Tuesday. We had been packing to get ready to go since 7:30 in the morning. And so we left our house around 6:30.
It was around 5, I think. 5.
I think it was later, but whatever. Anyway, between 5 and 6:30, we'll compromise. And we headed out, and we were headed for West Virginia. What was that place called? I'm really bad out this stuff like this. Anyway, an area in West Virginia that was just a WMA place to stay, and we got a ways down the road, and Joanna decided that she wanted to watch a little bit of a show on Netflix called Spirit, which is her favorite show in the world, and I decided to let her. We try to make the cell phone thing or any really electric toy a last resort, but books and blocks in the car only go so far before she starts to get bored, and you know, so we let her watch it, and probably 5 to 10 minutes into watching it, she started to hurl. And
we were not on the interstate, we were on a curvy back road.
We were on a curvy back road, and she started to throw up, and she got scared, of course, and it was really gross. She threw up a bunch of chicken nuggets, and so we stopped on the side of the road and got that taken care of, and she was a little bit iffy afterwards, but she, you know, didn't throw up again. She just got car sick. So then we finally get to the WMA, and it was perfect. It was a little, you know, parking lot. We pull in. We had the camper bed ready to go. We just had to get some duffel bags out of it, so we loaded up the car with the duffels and got into the bed. And of course, Joanna, if you don't know already, becomes possessed when she gets in the camper. The devil himself takes over this child, and she is just bouncing off the walls, jumping. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just she finds it fun. But anyway, I started wheezing, and I am incredibly allergic and sensitive to mold, and apparently there had been some mold in the storage unit of the camper, and so I started wheezing and coughing, and I just had a terrible reaction, long story short. And I was so miserable that I was like, I've got to get out of the camper. So I suggested that we continue on, and I would drive, and yeah, I would drive, and we would just go on to Indiana to what's it called? Indiana Dunes National Park, and get there. So Joe wanted to drive, and it was a good thing he did, because within about 30 seconds I was asleep. and my symptoms started to get a lot better. And we were just feeling really, really defeated. Kind of thought that we might be turning around to come back home, but we were determined not to do that. So while Joe was driving and everybody was sleeping, I guess he started brainstorming about solutions to our issue, and we had been talking for a long time about getting a bigger camper or making a bigger camper. Our family of 4 right now is okay in our little camper, but it won't be like that for long, and I don't like the small space. So he had the idea. I woke up and he had the idea to go to a camper dealership and possibly buy a camper. And so we get to, I'm really excited, and we get to the camper dealership, and the camper that we are shown I really like. Anyway, to cut this shorter, since it's taking forever for me to tell this story, we ended up not buying the camper. We decided it wasn't a financially responsible decision, and so we decided to try a couple things. Joe worked really hard to eradicate the mold. We went to Lowe's and we got some mold killer and some Kills primer, and he scrubbed it with the mold killer and let it dry, and then put some Kills primer on it. And we were both very hopeful that we had gotten rid of the mold. We got to our campsite at Indiana Dunes Campground, went and saw the sunset at Lake Michigan, came back to our campsite, ate some hot dogs, we're having a good night, and we get in our camper, and within, I would say, about 5 to 10 minutes, I started coughing and my heart just sank. I started coughing, started wheezing, things were getting pretty bad again. So Joe went and got some allergy medication, and I took it, and it worked. So we were very blessed that Joanna went to sleep pretty easily last night, really easily actually. They were both kids were asleep before Joe got back from Walgreens, and we all had an amazing night's sleep. Joe slept really good, I slept really good, the kids were out like lights, and it was just, we needed that so bad. So we woke up this morning a little later than we thought we would, but that just seems to be the way we roll. And we had oatmeal for breakfast, and then we went back to Lake Michigan and walked the river walk, boardwalk, pier thing. I can't ever remember the names of stuff, but anyway, it was pretty cool. We got some pictures taken. Joanna got to run around. I had made lunch at breakfast, so when we got back, we grabbed our lunch to eat in the car, and we've driven through Indiana into Chicago. We drove right through Chicago, and we are now somewhere in Wisconsin, headed to Big Sioux Falls area. We don't know where we're going to camp. And that was another thing. This is going to be a really long video. That was another thing that happened, was Joe got a phone call yesterday from Yellowstone saying that the campground we were staying at, the reservations that we had, the campground was closing, so they were gonna, refund our money for the reservations. But so basically, we're flying by the seat of our pants this whole trip, because we don't know where we are gonna camp each night.
Had the reservations for over 6 months, and they canceled them the day after we leave to go there.
Yes. So that was a big bummer, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to find some place to sleep. The park itself is still open, and there are a few campgrounds that are open there, just first come, first serve. And I imagine those that are coming sooner, if they're going to fill up, probably, because a lot of people are going to be showing up there because they got their reservations canceled as well. So we are, we're just going at it, sort of on a whim. We're going to find a place to stay. We're still going to visit Yellowstone. We're still still going to visit the Grand Tetons. And dang it, we're going to have a good time.
We're having a good time.
We are having a good time. We've had a good day. The kids have been amazing. Travis has been great. Joanna has been really good. They took a good long nap after we left Indiana Dunes.
We had to take an emergency pee and poo in the trailer on the side of the interstate during a
huge
traffic
jam for Joanna.
Got that done. Yeah, it wasn't
us. But she was pretty urgently telling us that she really had to go, and we didn't want her to have an accident, so we pulled off on the side of the road. We're now on our way. We're probably, what, 6 hours from the Big Sioux Falls in South Dakota area, and we're gonna find a place to stay. Whether that, I'm thinking that it's gonna be the not visitor center, but the rest area right as you get into South Dakota. That's pretty close to Big Sioux Falls. There is a campground that looks great. The Big Sioux Falls, I think it's Tower Campground. But we're not going to be able to spend much time at that campground. It's 26 bucks a night, so we're going to save 26 bucks and just park somewhere and sleep. So that's our story. We're persevering to try and make this trip amazing. We've technically been out since Tuesday night, but this is only day 2 of our 21-day adventure. So there's lots of room for improvement, but we feel refreshed and renewed and determined to make this trip the bomb that we thought that it was going to be. And we're going to have a good time. So trials, tribulations, they happen on trips. You can't expect them not to. But yeah, so we'll see what's in store for the rest of the trip. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, and yeah. Anything you want to add?
Nope, I'm having fun.
Okay, we're having fun. We're taking a little break, and Travis is in the camper getting some tummy time, because that's pretty important for him at this stage. Get some tummy time in. So he can roll over both ways now, but it's important for him to get some tummy time and some time out of the car seat to wiggle around. I'm all about getting the kids out and letting them stretch their legs when we can. Huh, buddy? Huh? So we're in a gas station parking lot that's not open anymore. So Joe's on the phone with his dad, and Joanna's out running around, and Travis is in the camper. So we've got about 5 hours left before we get to the Sioux Falls area, but we're gonna try and push and get there. So
well, we decided to pull in this rest area. It's like a pretty cool spot. So that's Dignity, I guess. And over here at the other side, looking down over I-90, it's the Missouri River. Kind of pretty out here now. Looks like the terrain's starting to change, starting to get a little bit more hilly. Joanna, what do you think about that thing, huh? Is that pretty cool? What do you think about that thing, Travis? Huh? That thing pretty cool? You having fun? Hi, Mama. Oh, nice. Beware of poisonous snakes. That's encouraging. Alright. Hey, everybody. Here we are in Sioux Falls. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Camped about 30 minutes from here last night in a rest area. We're on our way to the Badlands today. This is just a quick detour, about 10 minutes off the highway, so figure we come check it out. Got some train going by. Hey Joanna, what do you think? What do you think, Joanna River? Hey, can you say hi? She's enthralled by the little kids up there. All right. All right, well, we've left Souix Falls and we're headed for the Badlands. Joanna's sleeping. We got about 3 hours to go, 2.5, 3 hours to get to the Badlands. Looking forward to trying to go to Wall Drug. We've passed 18 billboards so far. And I'm sure if we're gonna, which comes first, Badlands or Wall Drug, but
It's looking like Badlands comes first.
we'll get them both in though. But hopefully we'll get there by 4 o'clock or so, and we can set up camp and relax a little bit. We've kind of been, pushing, driving a lot. We've driven 1,405 miles so far in roughly 3 days. So we're looking forward to kicking back a little bit, relaxing, and then we're gonna leave Badlands sometime tomorrow, probably afternoon-ish, and get on down to maybe Wind Cave National Park or somewhere in the Black Hills. Camp near Mount Rushmore. But everything's going good. We're having a good time.
Souix Falls was pretty, but we both kind of agreed that it was a little bit overdeveloped. The walkways and the buildings and just sort of the surrounding area sort of took away from the natural beauty of it and made it almost look more man-made than anything. So it's definitely worth hopping off of 90, I think, to go look at.
Yeah, it's worth a stop, but I wouldn't have driven 1,400 miles just to see it.
Yeah, no way. But, I mean, it was pretty. But,
There's number 19.
Number 19, something to crow about while drug. Yeah.
That's about it. That's what we're doing right now.